Doon doon do 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 bam 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 bam. Hey everyone, that sexy nerd is back again, and we're now reacting to the House of the Dragon trailer. And my God, if there is one thing that I am a huge fan of, it is Game of Thrones. Pre-season 7 and 8. Well, okay, season 7 is fine. Season 7 is fine for what it is. But season 8 is just an abomination. And yes, I do have that tattooed on my arm. That is a real tattoo, and I love it. It's my first tattoo I ever got. I always will be and always have been a Stark. So, so I know a little bit about what's going on in here. Actually, I'm, again, like, you guys have seen my Star Wars videos, so you could imagine I'm also very knowledgeable about a lot of these things. I haven't exactly read the books, but I've actually seen a lot of appendix. I didn't read any of the actual books, but I did read The World of Ice and Fire, which actually explains a lot of the history that occurs in Game of Thrones, or in the book's case, The World of Ice and Fire. And it actually explains a lot of the Targaryen history, the everything that happened before the Targaryens even landed in Westeros, the Andals, the First Men, the Long Night, all that stuff. I could talk for hours about that stuff. But again, the stuff that I find the most interesting is the Targaryen history, and I could recite every single one of them, but in this show's case, it's talking about basically, I think actually what it's doing, it's building up to the Targaryen Civil War. Because during this time, after they had taken over and, you know, they had all dragons and everything, they actually, during this time, it's an era of, how do you say it? It's an era of expansion, and it's an era of, like, you know, it's an era of peace. It's an era of peace and prosperity. There we go. So if they do it right, you're gonna see a lot of dragons, a lot of this, a lot of that. You know, it's gonna be a very different. It's basically gonna be outlined with, like, you know, I'm sure everything's gonna look even nicer than how it did in the show, because you could even see some of the Red Keep didn't looked like it was pretty old. Everything looked like there was some age to it, but everything here is basically new. I believe it is 300 years before the original show, I mean the books and the show actually take place, before the White Walkers basically start attacking. And as I said, this is basically, like I said, it was an age of peace and prosperity, but it is not to last, because of the fact that an entire Targaryen civil war eventually develops. I'm not going to spoil that here, because again, the video would take too long, and yeah, I'm not going to spoil it for you, like how everything happens, and that's what the show is for. So, I mean, but it is an amazing story. It's probably one of my favorites from George R. R. Martin, and at least this time he's actually completed it. Unlike Game of Thrones, still, which is, you know, he still never finished Winds of Winter, and then there's another one called A Right to Spring or something like that, or something like that. And he's probably never going to do it. He's probably going to be dead by the end of it. So, oh well, at this point, it's in their hands. It's their property. It's in their hands. They do with it what they wish. But with all that said, let's get into the trailer for House of the Dragon. Oh, and please remember to like and subscribe to my channel, and hopefully I can get you as much content as I possibly can. Here we go. There we go. There's Rhaenyra.
Brief, mortal life, if not the pursuit of legacy.
Dagon.
I, Rickon Stark, I call it Valarian.
I, Bowman Baratheon.
Ah, Viserys.
King Viserys.
Yes!
Princess Rhaenyra.
There's Rhaenyra.
Targaryen.
Men would sooner put the realm to the torch
No, he wouldn't. Well, kind of.
than see a woman ascend the Iron Throne.
And yet you end up marrying him. Oh boy.
We play an ugly game.
There's that queen. Whoa.
You have the determination to win it.
Whoa. Yes! Yes!
History does not remember blood.
Yes, all of the dragons, man.
It remembers names.
Oh, August 21st! Oh, God. I really thank God for every day that I'm alive, because as long as I can experience stuff like this, I'll be happy for the rest of my life. Man, there's so much going on in that trailer. Again, I think this is probably the best trailer that I've seen, because everything has been like all snippets and not really showing much of anything. But here we got so much. I really have a lot of faith in it now, you know? It really seems like they're actually following the story quite well. It's quite impressive, actually. I mean, a lot of the stuffs that I've read or have seen in the World of Ice and Fire and online, it was just on the screen. It was on the screen, and I'm like, it's beautiful. I don't know what else to say. It's really, really exciting. I'm so happy to see all this brought to the big screen. And at the risk of spoiling everything, because I know exactly what happens from the build-up to the end of the Civil War. I know everything that happens, if they do it right. You know, because I know how these people are. They're probably going to omit certain characters and everything. And if they omit who they think they're going to omit, like Aegon the Third, that's going to be a problem. Or Aegon the Second as well. I don't know. He's very important to the story. But hopefully they make him a dynamic character. I believe, though, since this is during... If they're going to be doing one season of this so far, or if this is good, I wonder if this is going to be a limited series. I'm not entirely sure if they're going to continue to do it, because honestly, this show could span a couple of seasons. It can't be as long as Game of Thrones proper, but it can be pretty long, and it can be dragged out if they do it right. And I have faith that they can, but remember, we all had faith at season 8 too, and HBO has a really good track record of screwing up their finales. I think the only one was probably 6 Feet Under that they actually nailed for some reason. But you know, Sopranos, freaking Game of Thrones, very disappointing series finales. But anyway, let's not get disappointed. It's a so exciting time, and I'm going to be checking out the new Rockstar's trailer analysis in the next video, so stay tuned for that. But and with that being said, this has been That Sexy Nerd Reacts, and please like and subscribe, and I'll see y'all in the next video.